Hello guys, in this video I'm gonna show you how I turned this amazing 2D concept by Igor Klymenko into 3D portrait using ZBrush and Substance Painter. The first thing I do, I turn my background color similar to reference by holding left mouse button on back, and now you can use it as a color picker for your background color. In my personal projects, I always do portraits starting from sphere because I believe that you have much more space to manipulate the geometry, neither you would use a bundle. Of course, we are not speaking about production where you need to be as fast as possible, but in this case it's a good way for practicing in your sculpt skills. I just try to copy the silhouette of the reference. So what I exactly do is I don't rely on constructions, anatomy or logic of the portrait. I do how I feel. As you can see, I use standard brushes like clay buildup, Dem standard and move brush. I also don't focus at only one spot like forehead, nose or whatever. I try to work on every part together, like nose, ears, eyes, mouth and chin. Now we are entering the ugly ducking stage, where you will not like your work, it will look ugly and you'll think it's like forever, but it's not. Now our sculpt comes closer to proportions, but we are still far from the shapes. When I'm almost happy with my primary shapes, I can a little bit dive into secondary forms and start thinking about anatomy. Because to be honest, the reference is very complicated. It's not easy to repeat the energy of the main character, the emotion in sculpting, but we will try our best. Now we start dive a little bit into the likeness. I started making hair. As you can see, it's all in one mesh, and a little bit work on the face expression. There's maybe 1% likeness now. As you can see, I also work on neck muscles because they play a very big role in the silhouette and face expression. I'm trying to understand how strong they are, how much volume should I input to there. Alright, at this stage I say bye-bye to the symmetry and rotate our head. So the front view will be same as the main character on the reference. Here comes my favorite part where I can pause for a while and analyze my current sculpt. Where should I improve more? Or maybe push more volume to the forms, tweak the proportions, fix the silhouette, or improve the anatomy. Also, it's very important to switch between the shaders. You can understand more about your shapes, about the silhouette and proportions. As I noticed, many artists do not pay attention to the ears, and it's a very big mistake because the ears are same important such as nose, lips or the eyes, because it demonstrates the vibe of the character. If you will not pay much attention to the ears, your character may will look weak, or in the other case just feels very different from the main reference. Now comes the time when I need to push more with the eyes. What I actually do is import the eyeball mesh into ZBrush. Now we can improve the anatomy of the eye socket. And same thing I do with the left eye. In this case, I started making clothes from low poly cube by using Z modeler. After I'm almost satisfied with my current sculpt, I can use ZBrush with ZBrush guides to make better topology for future sculpting, the details, and UV with texturing. Alright, few more tweaks, and I like to go into Maya to render my sculpt with lumber shader just for presentation. After I started working in Substance Painter, the texture stage didn't go well from the start, because I have never done before the head painted characters according to the reference. And you know what happened next? The neighbors invited me to sing a karaoke with them. Of course I agreed.
Come here. Drink.
Just check out how perfectly I was singing a Filipino song. After this crazy party, my head was refreshed and things started going well. The base color started living a life and my motivation came back. After finishing main colors for the head, here comes the shadow, and I found out that the best way to start is to create the solid dark blue color where the shadow comes and set it on multiply. Then I painted in blue, violet and yellow colors for the main spots. make them less contrast and more solid, I painted over one more layer with blue-grayish color with a lower opacity. To make the shadow more constructive, I painted in a yellow-greenish color where planes broke up with a lower opacity as well. So after finishing all the texturing, I had no idea how to render this. But wait, I think I have an idea. I use a master of Blender.
Are you dumb?
Huh? Oh, fuck off. It was my ex.
Oh shit, somebody's ringing. Yeah, bro, hello. Yeah, of course I can't do this bullshit for you. No brainer. Yeah, I already got this scene open on my PC, so let me just dive in. Okay. See you then. Boop. Okay, guys, let's dive in into this scene and I will show you how to do the nice render of this nasty bastard. So basically you can use any type of textures here. Max sent me a couple of them, like normal, ORM, and stuff like that, but in the dead end we just decided to get rid of all of this crap and use the albedo through emission, and that gives you this unique beautiful look. And also you need to paint all these shadows just to make it much more interesting. So you don't need actually any lights in the scene if you're doing it this method. It's all going to be nice and unique, arcane style and stuff like that. So basically what you need to do is just to drop your texture over here. If you're following this kind of look, just take it from your folder and just drag and drop it over here, and you will have it like that, all basically. And then you just connect it to emission shader. If you don't know where it is, type emission, there you go, that's all. Tickle with the strength to make it more pronounced. For example, for the eyes I made it like 2.6, because if you have it on a 1 it will be dark, it's not so cool. For the face I use also like brightness and contrast, more in the way of shadows, because if it's like 0 over here it's not so good. If it's like -30 it's a little bit much interesting. Brightness, I'm not really a fan of that thing. So yeah, brightness and contrast, it's over here like that. Brightness and contrast, you'll have it. Then the same look, emission, and if you still not happy with the look you can play with this one, but the one. Okay, so and that's all. You just plug it into surface and you have your beautiful texture, set it up, and everything is good. So the next step, after you set it up all this in the shader, you can just go inside of the world and create something special. Basically if you don't have this one it's not a problem. I use one background, second background, I use mixed shader over here, and yeah, here is camera ray, so we will have this one on the background like that. Moreover saying, yeah, you can just go with the background and play with it directly. This one is more for the Eevee setup, but we're not using it here, we're using the standard shader. Let me just show it to you real quickly over here. So if you go to the renderer, you will have Eevee, and you don't need all of these things. All you need is just viewport on any resolution you like. I use like 222, why not, that's good. You don't need shadows because we already painted them. You don't need nothing over here, like basically nothing. Like high quality normals in the performance, that's your like compositor GPU, definitely. If you have on film, yeah, all on the defaults, everything on the defaults. But here, like display sRGB, and in view we just toggle the standard, and that's good. If you want more pronounced in the scene, you can toggle this exposure and gamma, so it will give you some results. But for this one I use everything on the standard, like nothing super special. So yeah, that's all. Just everything super simple. So next step, we're just going to compositor. So the original one looks like that, not so superb. Yeah, I want something that will make it more unique. Yeah, so we will just turn up the noise with the settings. So like the luminance noise, put on 0.2, and you can adjust it to your art style as well. And chroma noise, over here I use this number, like 0.039. Yeah, so here we have it. Pretty nice one. And I also toggle the animated, because if it's turned off, it will not look so good. If it's turned on, then each frame is gonna have its own unique noise. Yeah, so let's go next. Next we go tune image. We don't need it to be overpowered, oversaturated and stuff like that. Yeah, you can see like burn colors, clarity, detail, sharpness, maybe a little bit of sharpness. Maybe you want that to have inside of this picture, but for real, after using like the standard shader, you don't really need these things. All you need is just to bump a little bit of the contrast, just to make this guy outstand from the background a little bit more. So I use like 0.29. Yeah, and the Kuvahara is just going to mix all this noise in something interesting like that. You can try to play with it, like you can make it a little bit larger, a little bit smaller, try it everything here and there, and really small patterns good, but when you use it too much, it can give you something not which you're following to. But if you want that type of look, definitely yours. But over here we decided to keep it on something very, very small and gentle, or even just to mute it. I'll just drop it to mute for now, because I like this look, definitely. And what's left in the end is just the animation, and it's super simple. After you position your camera in the way you like, I just try to position it the way that don't create this overlaps like that or this. Yeah, everything is positioned in the middle, everything is cool and gentle like that. I used the focal length of 28 millimeters, and yeah, basically all the settings are default as well. Depth of field, I don't think that we need it here, definitely. So to make this type of jitter animation, all you basically need to do, you need to go over here and put the frame rate to minimum that you have, like 6. So you take your head like that. I assume that eyes are parented to the head, and you take your head, you click here with the shift and Control P and object, and that's all. Now your object is following the rotation of the empty. Yep. And now you can just do the super simple animation. You just press I over here, you just go over here to the 60 frame because it was 60. Yep. And you just rotate this thing on a 360 like that. Here it is. And you just 360, write it over here in the item, and just press I over here. So yeah, now we just have rotation and rotation. Now you select both of these keyframes, left click it, drag it and select it, right click it, and handle type vector. It's very, very important thing. And after that, you will have this nice jitter animation. And the final touch over here, you can see it goes to the end and then it stops and goes again. You just need to go over here in the end and you just need to press 59 like that. And after this little manipulation, it's all seamless like that. Here you have it. Here's your beautiful, easy setup for rendering the toon character in all its glory and mighty. Farewell, and I hope you will have a wonderful day. Bye.